Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Alt Kings podcast. I'm your host, Tate, and today I have the honor of speaking with the Primes and Gatto, the head of marketing. How you doing today, Gatto?
I'm doing amazing, man. Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I'm super stoked.
Very exciting, very happy to have you guys. So let me dive into it a little more. The Primes is designed to push the NFT space out of its comfort zone by leveraging users brand and space experience towards building actual and concrete value, not just to holders, but to the whole NFT ecosystem. That's quite appealing and quite exciting to hear. And it seems as if you guys are developing out a bunch of different tools for not only yourselves to be able to utilize, but the rest of the Solana ecosystem as well. But before we dive into that, Gato, I'd love to know about yourself and tell me about who you are and how would you find yourself building a company on Solana.
Yes, I've been in the space, the NFT space since I would say, I don't know, like August of 21, something like that. And I've just dabbled around in everything. I was a chef for 13 years prior to that
Nice.
and just fell in love with the space, man. There's a lot of different things, again, that I've gone through in terms of places that I've been in the space. I've done a lot of spaces hosting, alpha calling, going to events, meeting different people, networking, and I just fell in love with the space. And so I decided that I really wanted to go full time in Web3. And I was lucky enough to meet the founders of the Primes. And so, to give you a little bit of a background there, the founder owns a gaming studio of, I would say, 6+ years.
Nice.
So, everything that we've done up until this point has been all through us, right? We've put everything up for the last year of building this project and really building out the platform. And the whole team is in-house. So all in-house devs, graphics artists, animators, all coming through this gaming studio, right? Yeah, and I think it just is it's amazing because there hasn't been a team that I've worked with until this team that I've been able to see a team or a project even be able to pivot in this type of market this quickly. And one thing I'll say like about the team is that no matter what, obviously we've got a lot kind of going on and a lot releasing over the next few weeks and months. And we put a lot of stuff out pre-mint, but I think like the part that's really cool about this project is that there's just constantly things being innovated and dropped on the platform. And whether that be things that are already in the ecosystem, like our lending aggregator that we're putting our touch on and really trying to make it a lot better than a few other platforms that are out there, or things like we did with our mint experience and trying to innovate and change the game a little bit and try some different things. So yeah, man, it's gone really well since I've hopped onto the team back in I would say February, March, around then. But yeah, man.
That's exciting. And it's very appealing to hear that the whole entire team is in-house. There's no outside development being done and completed, and everything's being built from the ground up inside the company, and that really builds out a lot of structure long term. And the people who are inside the company, regardless of the position they may hold, they have that same sort of long-term vision as well because they're here to see it succeed, not just to get paid. It's a win for both parties, I see.
Exactly. No, you hit it right on the nail.
Yeah. So, what's the significance of the Prime's tech centric theme?
Really, it is. So, because we're coming from this gaming studio, and it is a very large team, right, of graphics artists and animators, and I would say 5+ in-house developers as well. Like we really wanted to. Obviously, we have the team to develop all of this stuff and really put our mark in the space, but it just makes sense for us as this big studio to really utilize all of the working pieces. And so that's where it comes out on that side where it's okay, we can build a lot of awesome tools and solutions, but why wouldn't we focus on the art as well, focus on the animations that we're doing for marketing and different aspects, right?
Sure, definitely. And you guys have a lot of current solutions out currently, and you're arguably one of the most advanced and most versatile in-house tech studios on Solana. So some of your current solutions are the lending protocol, social gamification, boutique casino suite, enhanced staking solutions, NFT levels and upgrade solutions, NFT reveal solutions, and token marketplaces. Out of those, what would you say is the most popular to date?
I would say that it's probably right now between the casino suite and the lending aggregator. We've got a lot planning on coming out within the next
Yeah.
month here. So I'm excited to see where it changes because those pieces of the platform are obviously fully open to the public. So it's awesome. We can get any traffic in there. But the gamified holder reward side of the platform is what I really love, and those are the things that I'm really stoked about us dropping. We're going to be dropping our next piece will be our PvP battle arena, where you'll be able to incorporate your primes into there, and the levels of your primes from the NFT upgrades side of the platform are going to have a tie into this too, right? So I'm super excited for that and to see how that pops off. We've got our raffle aggregator coming within the next month as well. That'll aggregate raffles from sites like Famous Fox Federation and Monet. And I think that's going to be a really big one as well because there's currently no raffle aggregators on Solana
Wow.
whatsoever. So there's something completely new, right? So I'm excited to see how that takes. I think that's going to be a really cool solution.
Yeah, definitely. So, regarding the casino, it being one of the most popular, what are some of the casino games out currently that you guys have to offer?
Yeah, so right now we've got our coin flip and our slots, and then we have our Plinko that is up right now in beta, which is going to be pushed out within the next week or two here. And then after that, we're going to be adding Crash.
Nice. Crash is pretty big on a lot of those gambling websites, so it'll be cool to see integrated into Solano as well. Which out of those games that you've mentioned, I'd love to dive a little deeper into it, has generated the most volume on a consistent basis?
I would say probably the coin flip.
Yeah, the
The coin flip
easiest.
seems to be a big one. Yeah, exactly. That's where everybody goes.
Yeah,
But I'm super stoked about the coin flip and the little casino suite that we have going on, right? Like it is a boutique suite, it's a small piece of the platform, but we're doing a lot in terms of partnerships for this side of the platform as well. We actually are going to be, we had a really great mint partnership with Asset Dash, and we're continuing on with that partnership. They're amazing over there. And so they're going to be launching their mini games side of their app within the next couple weeks here. And we're actually going to be one of the first projects to be implemented into that mini games side of the app. So we're going to be
nice.
implementing coin flip, and slots will be right after that as well. So Asset Dash holders will be able to actually utilize their Asset Dash coins in the app and be able to flip or use them for slots. So we're super stoked for that. It'll take them to our platform, but it'll be Asset Dash themed. They'll be able to use their coins, which is really awesome as well because it obviously brings traffic to the platform from the app.
And more exposure back to yourself as well. And I love the concept of
100%.
being able to just network and build relationships with other projects who are developing out their visions in the same ecosystem, because that only helps both you guys win at the end of the day. It's a win situation for both parties because you have two separate communities. There might be similar community members in each community, but in reality, you're always going to be pulling new members from those communities that you connect with back into your own, and overall it just helps you scale and grow your kind of own vision.
Exactly.
My next question to you, you've already answered. I was going to ask how you're capable of developing so many valuable solutions, but you've already answered. It's all in house, and that makes everything so much easier. And you've already mentioned soon we'll have the aggregator, as well as we'll potentially see down the line the vending shop solution, the trade swap solution, the interactive game, and Discord and PvP betting games, which are all very exciting to hear. Can you tell us more about the Prime's utility solutions? Which is your favorite and which has done the best so far? I guess we've already dabbled into that as well a little bit, but what would be your favorite out of the ones potentially to come and soon, I guess the ones already that have been released?
So my personal favorite is definitely going to be the raffle aggregator. I already know that ahead of time. I'm a big raffle guy, and I know that's going to be super helpful. So I'm excited for that. But the on the utilities side of things, right? Like we are a gamified tool suite platform,
Yeah.
and our goal really is to reward holders through our platform reward currency, which is Catnip. So holders are able to use their catnip through multiple different avenues, which is going to be obviously we've got our wildcard reveals, which are our one-on-ones. They're going to be able to spend them in the vending machine shop, NFT upgrades, the PvP arena, and it's going to tie into our rev share that's going to be announced pretty quick here as well. So with all the utilities, right, like the goal is to just cram a ton of utilities into catnip, and we've built out a catnip market on our platform as well, so holders are able to buy and sell their catnip on the platform. There's a lot really coming with that, and yeah, I think the catnip is honestly one of my favorite things about this platform and how we're able to be versatile and use it in a lot of different areas. But for me personally, yeah, that raffle aggregator is going to hit.
That'll be exciting. And it's a perfect transition, I'd say, because you already mentioned it, the catnip. What's the difference between the capsules and the catnip?
So the capsules are holding catnip. So you can burn them on the platform for catnip. It's just a quicker way for you to get it rather than for staking. But how we did this was so we wanted to, again, just love gamifying the things that we do. And we really wanted to reward people before mint as well. And I think you've seen a lot in the past people go a route of an influencer shill or paid spaces or whatever it may be. And the thing for us is we really wanted to go a natural approach. We wanted to reward the people that are actually here and supporting and want to be involved in the project and use the platform. And so we built out something that was super cool. We built out a basically like a point system to get it. How it worked was we raffled them off basically for an airdrop. So you would have a percentage, and these percentage were cumulative. So if you had an OG roll, it would be a 20% boost in the raffle. If you had pre-sale wave one, it was 20%. If you filled out the whitelist application, it was 5%, and so on and so forth. And the people that actually had these roles and had been grinding and or had bought pre-sale and wanted to be involved in the project, those were the ones that were getting this airdrop to be able to actually utilize it when the project launched.
Nice. That's cool, and it's a smart way rather than going that influencer route or trying to market it with paid advertisements or something of that nature. Trying to just get those early supporters engaged, and I guess spreading the word as much as they possibly can to bring in their peers, and that grows the community in a much more natural and organic manner rather than trying to force it down people's throats with either that big influencer or it just being advertised right in front of their screen.
100%. And I think it's something in the space every day,
Oh
right?
yeah,
And I
every day.
think it's false hype and it's not a way to be like long term and sustainable, and what we're doing is long term and sustainable, right? So
Definitely.
we definitely wanted to make sure the route we went was right.
Nice. So let's talk about this rev share coming soon. Saw it on the website. Tell me a little more about this. Where will the revenue be generated and then dispersed from?
Yeah, so the revenue will be generated through a lot of different things, right? I think so. Our goal is to use what we did with our launchpad on the platform. Our plan is to use that as well and launch projects in the future. Our pre-sale platform as well. We plan on using, I would say, 95% of the products that we have and white labeling them for projects, right? Because it's super easy for us to build things out like that, and there's not a lot of projects that I would say come up sometimes that either have the money or have the development side of things, and we want to be able to provide that, right? Because they are really good solutions, and the UI and UX is incredible. So we want to be able to provide that. Obviously, there's monetization through a lot of the different pieces of the platform itself, and then royalties. So the royalties that we're taking in as well, we're putting towards this unique rev share. So we haven't announced exactly what this is yet, so I can't dive too deep into it,
Sure.
but it is going to be gamified and it is very unique. It hasn't been done yet. So we're super stoked to get it going, and it will tie into the catnip that they're earning as well.
Nice. That's quite exciting. It seems as if you guys have exceeded in a lot of the milestones that you've wanted to accomplish. But along that road, we always come across challenges, regardless of the project. What are some of the challenges you've faced developing the Primes NFT collection? I guess as the head of marketing, or what are some of the challenges that you've seen the team face that they've had to overcome?
Yeah, so I think like a big one to hit on was the Mint experience itself. I don't know if you got to see it or not, but
I did
how
not.
we basically did it is we built it out on our platform. So you would have there was three different pools. There was an OG pool, whitelist pool, public pool, and each pool would have, let's say, 24 boxes lined up on the platform, right? And so these boxes all showed the primes that were available. So we went full stealth up till mint. We didn't show any sneak peeks of the art whatsoever. So the art reveal was actually part of the mint experience. So you were able to go on the platform and mint exactly the prime that you wanted, right? So the thing that was awesome about that is a lot of people got the primes that they wanted, and it was super fun. There was, I would say, 700 plus people on the platform at one time trying to get the same primes, which is crazy, and it induces this FOMO aspect of
Definitely.
the mint where you're drastically trying to get this prime that you want, but it's getting taken from under you and other people are grabbing them. So that was awesome. The thing that I will say that we learned from it, because it was a complete beta test, we're the beta testers for that kind of solution, is that I think when you do it in that way, people are get to a point where they're just waiting for rares and mythics and they're just trying to snipe, right?
Yeah.
And they're not so much minting the commons, right? So at the end of the day, you're left with a bunch of commons and everyone's just waiting for the next rare to come out, right? And so we ended up capping the supply, which was fine. It was originally supposed to be 7,777. We dropped it down to 5,555. So I think going forward, as we use this experience with other projects, I think the way to go about it, right, or from what we think, anyways, is that I would do the same experience, but I would have these boxes flipped over, right? So you aren't able to actually see them, or you're not actually able to see your NFT until you mint. But when you mint the NFT, it flips over, and everybody that's on the platform at the time is able to see what you've revealed.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of gets you away from people waiting and looking to snipe these rares, because it was a really fun and FOMO inducing. So,
First time I've
yeah,
ever
I
heard
think
of it.
that was yeah, that was a little hurdle for sure and a learning experience for us. And yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
That's quite exciting and very unique for the space. And it's nice to know that you've overcame that and you know how to approach things moving forward if you ever want to reintroduce it for your very own potentially second generation collection or other future collections, or like you said, your partners as well, if they ever want to utilize that and release it with their collections, which is a great addition to have, I'd say. I'd love to dabble in the marketing aspect since you are the lead of the marketing. What is your marketing strategy for the Primes NFT collection?
Yeah, so I think like you really have to think outside of the box in this type of market right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, and especially going with more of a natural approach. So I think a really big aspect of our marketing coming up to Mint was our partnership with Asset Dash. So we joined Asset Dash as their first Mint partner. So they had never had a Mint partner either. And so I think Asset Dash is a really good way to market your project. There's tens of thousands of people that are using this app every single day. And I think a lot of people or a lot of projects don't know about it. And not only is there's people from all blockchains using this app, right? Like it's a portfolio tracker. And there's a lot of people that are really heavily invested in Asset Dash and Vanta as well. So in turn of being able to market your with a bunch of people that are using this app, you're also working and marketing through Asset Dash and through their holders as well and gaining that trust there. So that was definitely a big piece that I think people should definitely utilize if they can. And also, I think just going door to door, one by one, man, I think that's a really big thing, especially for me. I love connecting with people in the space and networking on that aspect. For me, it was really just having those calls with everybody in the space, right? And getting them to know about the primes, what we're doing, knocking on that door 100 times if possible,
Yeah.
which we definitely have done and succeeded, and then been able to bring in a lot of really great people in the space. So for me, it really is this one by one narrative, right? And really bringing people in and showing them what we're actually building.
That's a really smart approach, also, because when you go that one by one route, it feels more personalized, it feels more genuine, it feels more natural. It doesn't feel like you're trying to go after everybody in Solana right off the gates. You're just picking out the good actors in the space that you see either will benefit from your project or potentially may be interested in it. And so I really like that one by one approach. And I think that a lot of other projects in this space should potentially go the same route as that because, like I said, it's just that more personalized, more just genuine way of approaching things.
100%.
Nice. So, regarding outside of the marketing strategy, how do you plan on continuing to build and engage with the primed community that you've already established?
Yeah, so I would say we've got a lot of things in the works for on the community side of things. So we actually just started a really cool event with the help of my friend Treats at Liberty Square. And so we've built out, I think it's so tough to keep the community engaged right now in this market, especially with like how many times you're in a Discord and it's the same Smash Carts or Rumble or whatever.
Yeah.
So we started doing something really dope. And so we brought on, it was the Primes, Liberty Square, Claynosaurs, Ghost Kid DAO, and there's one more, Bad Environment Club. We started doing cross community game nights. So we're starting to go from Discord to Discord each week and really join these communities together. I think like in this time, like there's just not a lot going on and not a lot of fun being had. And once you're in said community, you're just like in there, right? So
Yeah.
been a really cool way to really introduce ourselves to these really strong communities. These guys obviously have been around for quite some time and have some really diamond handed holders. So we're really lucky to be a part of that. And that's definitely a big piece right now that I'm super stoked about.
Yeah, I like collaborating with other communities and hosting potential events with them or spaces, whatever suits your boat. I also think cross chain collaboration is a big sort of thing that a lot of people are really undermining right now. I think everybody in this crypto space and NFT space currently, as we speak, are here for the same reasons. And it's either to pump your bag or to invest into the future. And I see a mix between both of those, regardless of what chain you are on. It's somewhat similar to each chain. But regardless of the chain, I think that whoever's in this space is going to be interested in a quality project. And if you go out to some of these other chains, like whenever I host a lot of these HBAR projects on my podcast, they might be super small, but the moment they hop onto, say, a Solana space or join some sort of Solana ecosystem event of any shape, and they just mention their project and kind of the values that come with it, there's always at least one or two who are interested. And that's just onboarding from another chain. And at the end of the day, like you said, one by one, it builds that foundation of a community that you desire. And I think cross-chain collaboration could be another one of those ways of building a stronger structured foundation.
I agree with you 100%. And that's something that I'm super interested in bringing into the community for the primes as well. We do a space weekly on Wednesdays where we bring up a few different projects, host and do a quick AMA. But I also do a bi-weekly Discord AMA with just myself and one more project. And that's something I think for the community that I want to really keep going and dive into a little deeper because I think being able to do that, it really keeps it, I don't know, it's a better feeling when you get that one on one. And the first project that I brought on as well was a Polygon project, and I want to keep changing things up like that. I don't want it to just be all about Solana. There's a lot to learn in the space
Yeah.
and a lot of people doing a lot of awesome stuff. And yeah, that's something that I've really focused on with these AMAs is really diving into other chains and just different avenues because I think it's a cool way for us to learn. And that's something that we've done already for the last few weeks. And afterwards, after the AMA, we'll close up and we'll do a little voice chat in the Discord and just go over everything with everyone. So yeah, I agree with you.
That's awesome. And it's quite nice to see that people are interested in that cross-chain concept and collaboration. I'd love to know now, is there any advice that you give to other NFT projects out there developing their very own project who might struggle with their marketing strategies? And is there any advice that you might provide that could potentially help effectively boost their marketing strategies?
Yeah, I think just don't leave any rock unturned, right? You got to try everything. Think outside the box. This is the time to do it, to try different things,
True.
show face, be out in the community and the ecosystem as much as possible. Talk to as many people as possible and grow those connections, right? Because it does matter. Like when there's projects dropping and nobody knows who they are, it is tough to get those eyes on you, right? Yeah, I would definitely say the networking and that side of things is super important. And again, it comes down to just knocking on these doors one by one and making those connections yourself.
That's a great point. Closing thoughts. I'd love to ask finally, where can we see the primes a year from now outside of the current solutions and the future solutions? Where do you see the primes at a year from now?
Yeah, man, no, that's a really good question. I see the Primes platform thriving, to be honest. There's already a lot of amazing tools on the platform, and a lot of stuff that we're going to be putting out within the coming months here. And yeah, a year from now, the goal is to be providing proper revenue to our actual holders and a lot of fun utilities and solutions throughout that. While obviously we want to do that for our holders, which is the most important thing, for our own fun and aspect of things, it's cool for us to be able to build stuff and be able to provide for other projects as well. So we want to be able to get to a place where our platform is so set that now we just provide for other projects. Yeah, that's the long term goal there.
And I saw something, I could be wrong about this, potentially merging outside of just Solana, potentially?
100%. Yeah, 100%. That's something we want to integrate, especially for things like the raffle aggregator, right? There's lots of different raffle platforms on different chains, and I think it would be really cool to be able to bring them all into one place. But that's definitely a long term vision.
Definitely. Is there any chains that pique your interest more than others?
I don't know. I honestly like from my personal side, I haven't dabbled into a ton other than Ethereum and Polygon.
Sure.
So I think Polygon is an easy play.
Yeah.
But I would like to really dive into some other chains and learn a lot more there. And I think that's something that we could probably do adding into our AMAs in the Discord as well. Not just learning for holders, but learning more for myself as well.
There's
How
a
we
ton of
can
tech out there
further.
that just has so much room to grow, and it's an amazing time to be alive, I'd say.
Agreed, man.
So any other closing thoughts by you, Gato? Anything you'd like to leave on the table for the holders of the Primes NFT collection or anybody else out watching?
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you very much for having me up here, man. This is awesome.
Of course.
I love talking to people. If you're not familiar with the primes, I would definitely say just come into the Discord or take a look at the platform itself and see what we have to offer. There's a lot of stuff coming, and yeah, the goal really is to just reward holders as much as possible. And we're super stoked to get this rev share announcement out because I know a lot of people are going to be excited. Yeah, thanks, man.
Of course. Gato, I appreciate your time once again. I look forward to seeing how the primes progress within these months and years to come. If you guys are interested and want to learn more about the primes, their website will be linked down below. If you like this podcast, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all next episode. Peace.